I used to be terrified of roller coasters. I mean, how could you not be? They're literally designed to scare you. They're tall, fast, make you feel out of control, and have the dreaded stomach-dropping feeling. But for some reason, everybody loves them. So obviously, it sucks to be scared of them. It sucks to go to an amusement park with friends or family and feel left out. It sucks to have to sit out due to fear. Nobody can conquer that fear for you. Eventually, you do have to take the courage and sit down in that seat and ride the roller coaster. But in this video, what I'm going to try to do is tell you how you can convince yourself to get in line and actually enjoy the ride. I'm going to share 3 big tips with the best being for last. I'll also have some smaller tips in between the main ones. The first tip is to know the roller coaster. It sounds absolutely stupid, but hear me out. My first sort of big coaster was Gemini at Cedar Point. But after riding that, I was stuck. I absolutely loved it. I had so much fun riding it, but I was way too scared to do anything else. Eventually, I figured out what I wanted my next roller coaster to be. I had my sights set on Maverick, a short in height but super intense roller coaster with a steep drop. The huge thing that helped me get on Maverick was just watching POVs and off-ride videos of the ride. Making myself familiar with the ride took away most of the fear of the unknown. Then finally, after like 6 months, I got in line to conquer my fear. I knew exactly what I was getting myself into. I watched the POVs, off-ride footage, and countless reviews, so I knew what the ride was going to be like, and boy did I love it. I think of it a lot like watching a horror movie. Horror movies are so much less scary when you know where the jump scares are, just like how roller coasters are way less scary when you know their layout. Now, if you go to theme parks sort of often and have an idea of which ride you want to do next, research that ride. But if you are going to a park and maybe don't know exactly what ride you'll do, just watch POVs from that park. POVs are probably the most helpful just because you can see exactly what the experience is going to be like on the ride. So if you could spare like 20 minutes to look up roller coaster POVs of whatever park you're going to, that will help so much. Theme Park Review has some videos like that I would recommend. Also, if you're worried about derailing or falling out or just somehow dying, watch some videos about roller coaster safety. Roller coasters are incredibly safe, and there are just so many YouTube videos out there showing just how safe they are. A short and sweet trick is to ride in the middle or front of the train. If the roller coaster has 12 rows, I would probably recommend rows 3 to 8. This is just because the back rows will usually have the most airtime, which gives you that stomach dropping feeling because they get pulled over the top faster. The second tip is probably the most niche and basic, but it's really important. Understand that rides are not scary, they are fun. Once you get over that initial fear, rides are just straight fun. I said earlier that roller coasters are made to scare you. I mean, that's sort of true, but they're mainly made to be enjoyed. They're mainly made to be fun. I firmly believe that once the fear and anticipation is done, the ride is just straight fun. After I rode Maverick, it took me like a year for my next step, which was Gatekeeper. Gatekeeper was so much taller and scarier. I was so scared of that first drop. I almost cried before getting on the ride. We climbed up the lift hill and I took deep breaths, and then we finally reached the top. And just like that, the drop was done. The thing I was so scared of was finally done, and I was just riding the ride I had been thinking about for years. I remember shouting to my friend next to me, "This is tame! This is easy!" while enjoying the ride with my hands up. Roller coasters are fun, guys. That doesn't mean there won't be any fear. I mean, they're still pretty scary, but at the end of the day, they're fun. Your friends love them because they're fun. I love them because they're fun. I know one of the things that scares people the most is the airtime, the feeling of weightlessness, the dreaded stomach-dropping feeling. This is surprisingly most people's favorite part of a roller coaster. Once you experience it so many times, you know you're not in danger, you know you're not going to fly out of your seat, so it's just fun. As hard as that is to believe right now, it's actually true. Obviously it's scary at first though, just because it's nothing like you've ever felt before. It's just super jarring and surprising, but eventually it gets to be pretty fun. I know a lot of people who were scared to go upside down. This used to be my second biggest fear of roller coasters behind heights, but I promise you from the bottom of my heart, it is not bad at all. It seems like it would be, it seems like it really should be scary, but I promise it's not. There aren't any forces or anything extreme, it just looks like the normal world, except inverted. It's not like you feel like you're gonna fall out. It doesn't feel like that at all. I remember being so scared of Gatekeeper's inversions, but after the first couple, I just remember feeling sort of like underwhelmed. I was like, man, I was scared of that? That literally felt like nothing at all. I know it's hard to believe, but trust me, inversions are not bad at all. Another quick tip is to make your restraint as tight as you want it. Whenever I was scared for rides, I would always push the restraint as far down as it could go just so I feel as safe as possible. You can usually just push it down yourself, but if a ride op is the one pushing down the restraints on that specific ride, then just ask them to make it a little tighter. Finally, my last bit of advice is how to handle lift hills. I was terrified of heights. After Gatekeeper, I started riding a lot more rides, but I hated heights, especially on Steel Vengeance. Something about the steepness of the lift hill combined with the height would just give me a panic attack every time I'd ride it. Every time I got on the ride, I would just be on the lift hill looking around like, wow, we're super high up. There really is nothing beside me. If I fall out, I would definitely die. Oh wow, we're still going. How much more do we have? Oh my gosh, I would definitely die from here. It's still going? Don't do this. If you're scared of lift hills or heights like I was, please do not do this on lift hills. Close your eyes and calm down. You know when you reach the top, it's not going to catch you off guard. It's super obvious when you reach the top, but closing your eyes and just being calm helps so much. I still do this on lift hills. Millennium Force is super tall and steep, and I do not really like heights, so when I'm on that lift hill, I usually just lean back, close my eyes, enjoy the breeze, settle down. If you're a big music person, it's super calming in stressful moments to think of a song. So as dumb as it sounds, just singing a song in your head or quietly humming it could help calm your nerves. But man, I cannot describe how much just closing my eyes on lift hills helped me. It helped me stop my mind from racing and thinking about how high up we were and thinking about how much more we had left to go. It just helped me settle down so much more. I would open them the second we started to drop, but just closing them for the lift hill helps so much more, and I cannot emphasize that enough. Those are my tips on how to get over your fear of roller coasters, but I do have one more message to anybody trying to conquer their fear. It's also okay to just not like roller coasters. I believe most people will if they conquer their fear, but thrill seeking isn't for everybody, and that's okay. I of course think you should try a roller coaster even if you are scared. Most people that do try riding roller coasters love them, but every once in a while somebody won't, and that's okay. Don't be upset or embarrassed if roller coasters aren't for you. That's okay. Sometimes it's not about fear. Sometimes you just genuinely are not a fan of roller coasters. That's okay. Please remember that if you feel like that might be you. All in all though, I really hope you get on that roller coaster you want to get on and have a bunch of fun doing it. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I will answer each and every one of them. And let me know which ride you want to get on. You got this. All you have to do is sit down and enjoy the ride. That's all.